direction. Everybody talks, but we know talk is cheap.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Master of the Mat. I am back. Now give me 1 second while I send this link out.
We're the nasty boys. We're the boys. We're the boys.
Sorry about that.
We're the nasty boys. We're the nasty boys. We're like a real bad infection. If you're ever in trouble and you need our protection, don't call 911, cause they'll be too late. We're the nasty boys and we'll rearrange their face. We're the boys. We're the boys. We're the nasty boys. We're the boys. We're the boys. We're the nasty boys.
Are you ready, boy?
Time for nasty sensation. Get ready for Pity City. We're the nasty boys. We got a bad reputation. When you see the nasties coming, better change your direction. Everybody talks, but we know talk is cheap. If you mess with the boys, we'll rearrange your teeth. We're the boys. We're the boys. We're the nasty boys. We're the boys. We're the boys. We're the nasty boys. We're the nasty boys. We're like a real bad infection. If you're ever in trouble and you need our protection, don't call 911, cause they'll be too late. We're the nasty boys and we'll rearrange their face. We're the boys. We're the boys. We're the nasty boys. We're the boys. We're the boys. We're the nasty boys.
Watch.
Time for nasty sensation. Get ready for Pity City. We're the nasty boys. We got a bad reputation. When you see the nasties coming, better change your direction. Everybody talks, but we know.
Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. What you hear in the background is one of my favorite tag teams of all time. Brian Knobs, Jerry Sags. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition, the long-awaited return of the Master of the Mat. I am your host, Anthony the Origin Bryan, and we're going to talk about so much stuff today. It's going to make your mind blown. So let's jump right into the subject right now. As everybody knows, AEW Tag Team Champion Cash Wheeler was arrested this past Friday for assault, and from what I've heard, he had a firearm. As of right now, nothing was done to Cash Wheeler. There was no suspension. There was no fine. They cut his segment last night on AEW Collision with FTR supposed to come out, but they're still going to have. He's going to be on Dynamite this week in an interview with Renee Young. They're going to wrestle this Sunday all in London against the Young Bucks for the tag team titles. So the question I have for you is this, and I have a huge problem with this. My problem is this: the infamous locker room brawl in AEW that saw CM Punk, FTR, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks all have a brawl. Jay New, what's up? All have a brawl in the locker room. In that brawl, about 45 minutes before that, the Elite just won the AEW Trios Tag Team Championships. Now, my problem with this is this. The Young Bucks and Kenny Omega were suspended for at least 2 months. Kenny Omega not Kenny Omega. The Omegas and Bucks, like I said, suspended for 2 months. CM Punk was suspended for 6 months. FTR and Chris Jericho didn't see 1 day of suspension. As a matter of fact, during the whole time the Young Bucks and Omega was gone, FTR career has just completely suspended as tag team wrestlers. They went on to be Ring of Honor tag team champions, New Japan tag team champions, Mexican tag team champions, AEW tag team champions. Their careers just went off the chart. Chris Jericho will go on to become the Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Champion. During CM Punk's suspension, the 6-month suspension he got, and the involvement in the infamous locker room brawl, Punk stayed silent. So did the Young Bucks. So did Omega. Jericho did as well. FTR did as well. The point I'm making in all this is that not one of them assaulted anybody. It was a brawl. Everybody's fighting each other. It was a real life brawl. They was fighting each other. Cash Wheeler was caught with a firearm and he assaulted somebody. So the question I'm asking everybody who's watching, should he be suspended? Should he not be suspended? Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy was suspended for 1 year until he completed his Alcoholics Anonymous course without pay with AEW because he had a DUI. Now that happened in WWE. They didn't suspend him. They just sent him home, paid him, and let him go to the meetings. Now the question I ask is this: how is it that Cash Wheeler gets away with this? They have yet to be stripped, yet to be fined, whatever. How is this fair in professional wrestling nowadays? And I want to hear everybody's opinion on this. If you don't watch it now, watch it later, because this, to me, is not right. It's not right at all. Wheeler, the FTR should have been stripped of those tag team titles the moment Tony Khan found out about FTR, about one of their tag team champions being suspended. Being arrested for assault and had a firearm on him. He should have been suspended. He should have been fined. He should have been stripped of the tag team titles. That's my opinion. I want to hear your opinion. What's your opinions? When you watch it later, give me your opinions. Whoever's watching now, give me your opinion now in the chat. The chat is open because I feel like that Tony Khan doesn't know what he's doing as far as AEW go. He wants to be up there with Vince McMahon. He wants to be the multi-billionaire. He wants to do all of this, but he can't. He's not. He won't. He's not doing nothing. I feel like that it's a joke. Tony Khan does not know what he's doing. He has no idea what he's doing. And if he did, AEW would be better where they are right now. I'm just saying. That's just my opinion. Like I said, I want to hear everybody's point of view on this. If you watch the show later on, leave your views on the Cash Wheeler situation in the comments. Leave your views on what you feel. Should he be stripped, fined, and suspended, or should he be allowed to compete at All In this week and be suspended afterwards? I say suspend him now, strip him of the tag team titles, fine him. You suspended CM Punk for a brawl, 6 months. The Young Bucks and Omega, 6 months for a brawl. You suspended Jeff Hardy for a DUI. All these guys got suspended. He didn't. All right. Now, I'm gonna hop on something. We're gonna hop off that subject right now. We're gonna hop on something. Tay, those of you who don't know, is a friend of my brother's on the WFCW page. He said something about how. Well, hold on. I'm gonna quote what he said. There you go. Holding a title for 300 days plus or winning multiple titles equal up to 300 days plus. Which one you rather have? Which one you rather have, or which one is more important? Okay, I'm going to say this: holding any championship for over 300 days is an accomplishment in his own right. The current crop of champions right now, Gunther is just impressing the crap out of me. And when I mean he's impressing the crap out of me, Gunther is just this guy. Let me bring up his highlights. Hold on. Gunther, when he was Walter, he held the NXT UK Championship for 870 days. 870 days. As of right now, he has been the Intercontinental Champion for 437 days. That says a lot. That says how much they trust him with the Intercontinental Championship. That just goes to that shows you who Gunther is. That shows you how much Gunther can do in that ring, how powerful this guy is. He's that good. And I'm not bragging, I'm boasting. Gunther's that good. He hits you with that power bomb or what he's called the sympathy, whatever he's called it's all over for you. 870 days as UK champion. Okay, the current undisputed Universal Champion Roman Reigns on his second reign has held that title for 1,000. I think he's at a 1,001 now. I could be wrong, but I don't know. We got to get back to that. But it's crazy how these guys are stepping up the ranks and doing what they got to do as champions. The championship belts don't mean nothing when there's a lot of them going around. But when there's guys that hold them, defending them week after week, month after month, year after year, and constantly winning, that's what makes a great champion. You look at Roman Reigns, you look at the current Intercontinental Champion Gunther, how those two guys are changing the foundation of the Intercontinental and Universal Championship. You look at the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins, how he is the only man thus far in WWE history to be NXT Universal Champion, WWE Champion, and the World Heavyweight Champion. You look at what Seth has accomplished in his career in WWE. To have that prestige, to say, I'm the only man to hold the NXT, the World Heavyweight Championship, the WWE Championship, and the Universal Championship, to have that prestige, there's no one like him right now. Seth is on top of the mountain all by himself. Two-time U.S. champion, two-time Intercontinental champion, multiple-time tag team champion, two-time WWE champion, two-time Universal champion, the Royal Rumble winner, Mr. Money in the Bank. Seth freaking Rollins, the name speaks for himself. What more can you say? It's to me, it's like you got guys who go out and compete for championships and know that they don't deserve to win championships. Look at AEW. MJF is their current World Heavyweight Champion. Orange Cassidy has been their international champion for 300 and something days. And this is his first reign. Then you got guys like what's up, Tommy? Then you got guys like and Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor World Champion Claudio Casanova, aka Cesaro. He's a two-time Ring of Honor World Champion. I think he's pushing almost 200 days as Ring of Honor champion. The list goes on of guys who's held championships long for over 300 days. CM Punk held the WWE Championship his second reign for over 4 days. 400 days. Guys like Hogan, Savage, Bruno Sammartino, they held the WWE Championship for over 400 days. Randy Savage held the WWE Championship 400 and something days in his first reign. He actually held the Intercontinental Championship for 400 something days in his first and only reign. I mean, that shows you the confidence the company have in Randy Savage. Now, if you look at the resume of Randy Savage, it's awesome. 4-time WCW champion, 2-time WWE champion, former Intercontinental champion. It says what it is. Kevin Nash, aka Diesel, held the WWE Championship for over a year before he lost it to Bret Hart Landover. I can name a lot of them. Lou Thesz, the longest reigning NWA World Champion of all time. Lou Thesz held that NWA World Championship for 2,300 days. I don't think he lost it. I think he was stripped of the championship. You look at the guys who've held championships. I said Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan held the WCW Championship for 469 days. His first reign. His first championship reign in WCW lasted 469 days. Come on, man. If you hold a championship that long, that shows you the confidence the company have in you. That shows you the company put that championship on you so you can carry it to the next on. If you can't do that with the Intercontinental, the United States Championship, then you don't deserve it. You don't. You don't deserve the World Championship. You don't deserve the Universal Championship. Okay? You got guys, you look at Wes Lee at NXT. He held the North American Championship for over close to having that title 500 days in his first reign. Come on, man. Gregory Helms. He held the Cruiserweight Championship for 352 days. It's about his fourth reign, but still, he held it that long. You got guys who can go around and say they were champion for a long period of time, but they earned it. Adam Cole is still recognized as the longest reigning NXT champion, and he don't even work for the company no more. You got guys, I mean, you can talk about long list of linear champions. It goes on. If you guys know me in the chat that watching, just name the guys that held championship longer. Don't matter what promotion, WCW, WWE, ECW. You can just go ahead and name it. Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam held the ECW World Television Championship, his first reign, for over 600 days. That says a lot about how these guys are. I mean, it just, I'm telling you, it's just, if the company puts the trap on you, puts the championship on you that long, they have faith in you. It's just like any other thing. If a job gives you a position, a higher position, they have faith in you. That's the way it's supposed to be. All right, now we're going to go to another subject here on the Master the Map. And I told you we're going to talk about a lot of stuff today. Let's talk about ECW. The foundation of ECW from his days when Todd Gordon ran it to when Paul Heyman ran it. Now, everybody knows I'm a Paul Heyman guy. As a matter of fact, he's on my shirt. There he is right there. I'm a Paul Heyman guy. There's no doubt about that. Let's talk about ECW. Okay, ECW was before it was Extreme Championship Wrestling. It was Eastern Championship Wrestling. Todd Gordon ran it before he sold it to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman had the mastermind to rebrand ECW to Extreme Championship Wrestling. In that, Paul Heyman got almost a cult following. What I mean by that is Paul Heyman turned a lot of guys into household names before they went to WCW and WWE or WWF at the time. And I'm going to name a few of them guys for you right now. A couple of his superstars remain famous. Well, not famous, I'm sorry. Remain loyal to ECW. Guys like Tommy Dreamer, the Sandman, RVD. They were all there to the door closed. All right, and I'm going to name a few guys that Paul Heyman made famous and household name. Guys like Raven. And yes, Raven was in WWF as Johnny Polo, the manager of the Quebecers. And yes, he was in WCW as Johnny Flamingo, the former light heavyweight champion in WCW. But he didn't make his name until he got that Raven persona. When Paul Heyman put that Raven persona onto Raven, that's what made Raven a household name. Tommy Dreamer to this day still cannot beat Raven. In the old ECW, he never beat him. I think it was like 1,000 matches to 0, something like that, whatever. He couldn't do it. Raven will go on to be an ECW tag team champion on multiple occasions. He will go on to hold the ECW championship a total combined of 516 days, with one of those reigns lasting darn near 300 days. I think it's his first reign, if I'm not mistaken. He will leave ECW. He will go to WCW, where they made a mockery out of him, yet they gave him the flock. And from the flock came actually the only recognized member from the flock is Billy Kidman. Billy Kidman, that's it. Nobody heard from Riggs. Nobody know who Sick Boy is. Van Hammer was a flash in the pan. Perry Saturn is gone from wrestling. The only recognizable face from the flock, Billy Kidman. It's just that simple. WCW made a mockery out of Raven. I'm going to tell you why I say that. When Raven went to WCW, Raven will be undefeated for less than a month before losing his first match. Actually, he was undefeated for majority of the year. I take that back. Majority of the year before losing his first match. Now, with that being said, Raven, all the guys around him, Raven didn't know how to handle WCW. The summer of 96. Yeah, summer of 96. Raven was chasing the WCW United States Heavyweight Championship from DDP. This is after Page won the belt with Starrcade from Kurt Hennig, a.k.a. Mr. Perfect. Raven finally beat Page at Spring Stampede. Spring Stampede. Raven will hold the title one day. One day. Raven will lose the title the next night on Monday Nitro to a guy by the name of Bill Goldberg. Why did Raven lose the championship? Well, speculation was Raven was hard to deal with in the locker room. According to Raven himself, Eric Bischoff didn't like him. Eric Bischoff felt that he was only dedicated to be tag team champion. He would later become tag team champion. After that, he wanted out of his contract. WCW refused to release him from his contract. He finally got released. Went to ECW. Him and Tommy Dreamer became tag team champions in ECW. Held those titles for over 30 days. Left ECW for a second time and went on to WWE, where he would be the hardcore champion for an unprecedented 28 times. Raven made his WrestleMania debut at WrestleMania 17 where he fought the Big Show and Kane. Guys in the company. Guys in the company. That Eric Bischoff screwed over. Paul Heyman screwed over it, but yet they don't want to admit it. Paul Heyman screwed over Raven. Eric Bischoff screwed over Raven. Raven was promised the European Championship, but before Backlash 2001, he failed the drug test. Pushed his championship reign back. They took it from him because Raven was supposed to beat Eddie Guerrero at Backlash. So when he failed the drug test, they had to do a whole turnaround and they gave the European Championship to Matt Hardy, and we Matt Hardy, Eddie Guerrero, and Christian for the European Championship in a three-way matchup. Matt Hardy would win that match, but it was supposed to be Raven and knocking over Eddie Guerrero. Failed the drug test, they took his championship away from him. WWE don't play about drug tests. And this is before the whole Chris Benoit incident, the murder-suicide, stuff like that. But yeah, this is before. They didn't play then, and they don't play now. So, I have a question for everybody on this line. What tag team is the only tag team of professional wrestling to hold the NWA, TNA, WCW, WWE, and ECW Tag Team Championships? Who are they? All right. It's just the fact that right now, I'm going to go to Paul Heyman. Let's go to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman is a mastermind. He's the master of manipulation. He can talk his way into managing anybody he wants to. The lineage of people that Paul Heyman has managed is a who's who's. He's managed the likes of Rick Rude, Stunning Steve Austin, Beautiful Bobby, Larry Zbyszko. He's managed Samu and Fatu, aka the Head Shrinkers. They were known as the Samoan Destroyers at that point. He's managed Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, The Big Show, Kurt Angle. The list goes on. Cesaro, CM Punk. He's been labeled by many the voice of the voiceless. At one point, Paul Heyman managed The Undertaker in WCW. It's crazy. Perhaps the greatest, one of the greatest managers of all time, next to Bobby Eaton and Jimmy Hart. That's it. Well, I see that people haven't come on, and I've been on for 27 minutes. I'm gonna wrap it up right here. Thank you all for watching. This is the Master of the Mat. I will be back next Sunday, a little bit earlier. September the 9th. No, September the 10th. They will not be. I don't know, because I'm thinking about doing a show on my birthday. I don't know. Next week, I'm going to try to get the owner of the WFCW on here so we can discuss some things about what his future is for the WFCW, and do he ever want to make it from virtual to real. Also, I'm going to get on here. For those of you who watch the WFCW Tuesday nights, it's at 8 o'clock, and Thursday night at 8 o'clock on Killer Kibu's YouTube channel. Just click it on there. You'll see it. Just type in WFCW. Thursday night and Tuesday nights, Gladiators, and Thursday night Barbarians. Yes, all right. So I'm going to try to get the owner of the WFCW on here. I'm going to try to get the current U.S. champ of the WFCW Zoom on here. I'm going to try to get that current Intercontinental champion, Savage Goon, on here. I'm going to try to get people from I'm going to try to switch up the format a little bit. I'm going to try to get some people from my church so they want to come on, and we do a simulcast as with them on here and let them give you some, because a lot of people are wrestling fans, get their take on the old school wrestling and the new school wrestling, and we're going to see if they want to do it, because I'm going to spread the word out. I want to get this, I want to brand this out so that way I can get people on here. We can talk. We can get them to talk on here. We can get them to come on here and enjoy the show. Whoever likes it, whoever comes on, comes on. Whoever don't, they don't. So I'm going to get a lot of people I'm about to send an invitation out when I get off of here, because this is the master of the mat. I am Anthony, the Origin Bryant, and I'm saying we're gonna get a lot of people on here. I'm gonna try to get a lot of people on this show. We're gonna try to do it every Sunday. We're gonna recap the pay-per-views that just happened. Next Sunday is All In. I'm definitely gonna do a show after All In, and we're gonna do. I'm thinking about ordering it, to be honest with you, but don't know yet. So, again, this is the master of the mat. I am Anthony, the Origin Bryant. I thank you all for watching with me. Thank you all for coming on, and I appreciate you all so much. Thank you, everybody who watched and who didn't watch. That's all that matters. So, like I said, next week, I'm going to try to get the owner of the WFCW on here. The week after that, I'm going to try to sit down with the United States champion. And the week after that, I want to sit down with the Intercontinental champion. We're going to do a simulcast. And the week after that, we're going to just, like I said, I'm going to send the invite out to my church to see if they want to join. And I know they're a wrestling fan, but they can talk about whatever they want. They can inspire you with some things, and we can do it like that. So whoever wants to join, you can join. If you in the chat right now, you want to be a part of this, you want to be a special guest, just let me know in the chat right now or in the comment box, because I'm trying to get my show out there. And the best way to do that is invite people on and see what people like to talk about. I might just do a show about old school wrestling one week. I might do a show about new school wrestling. I might do a topic WCW one week, then old school WWF the next week. Then we're going to talk about AEW and stuff like that. And just yeah. So I gotta. It's a lot of stuff that I want to get out there, and I want to get people on here to talk about their views and their views and stuff. So I want to get like I said, we're gonna try to do a simulcast. I think about it. Okay, I'm gonna try to get people on here. I want, like I said, not try. I want to get people on here to do a show and see how it is and see what we can do. See what we can talk about. If I can get one guest at a time or two guests at a time, it really don't matter. Just want to get. But again, I'm was gonna close out, but I don't know yet. But it's this is the new. I'm going with it. I'm going in a different direction. I'm also going in the same direction. We're gonna talk about wrestling, and we're gonna talk about wrestling. We're gonna talk about more. Okay, it's just the way it is. So people want to be guests on the show. If you want to be a guest, let me know. Like I said, next week I'm gonna have the WFCW owner. We're gonna do a simulcast. The week after that, I'm gonna have the United States champion. The week after that, I'm gonna have the Intercontinental champion. And the week after that, okay, fine. I will have Toya on right after have Savage Ron on as a special guest. And the week after that, whoever else want to join on, if anybody from the WFCW want to be a guest, just let me know, and we're gonna try to do a simulcast. And I think I can do that on here. I don't know. I got to look into that. But we're gonna do it all. We're gonna just have a guest on here, and we're gonna try to do it all because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. A lot of things I want to talk about. I could talk about wrestling for hours and hours. I'm the biggest wrestling fan. As a matter of fact, when I get off of this, I want to cook me something to eat, and I'm gonna watch an old school wrestling. I'm gonna watch old school wrestling when it's over with. So be on the lookout. I'm gonna send the Facebook invitations out to anybody who wants to be a guest. Just leave it in the comment. A pasta. It's a mixture. I got some. I'll send a picture out when it's done. So I'll send y'all. Damn, you got me all off the clue. Anyway, yeah, so this has been the Master of the Mat. I am your host, Anthony the Origin Bryant, and I'll see y'all next week. And we're gonna talk about All In. And like I said, I want your views on the Cash Wheeler situation. Should he be suspended and forced to script the championship and fined, or should he be able to wrestle at All In next weekend for the Tag Team Championship? I want to hear your views. My opinion on that is I feel like he should be suspended, fined, and stripped of the championship because Jeff Hardy was suspended got a DUI. He was suspended without pay for a year. CM Punk, Kenny Omega, Nick and Matt Jackson was suspended for the infamous locker room brawl. So I feel like if they got suspended, so should Cash Wheeler. All right, so it is what it is. It just I personally do not believe Tony Khan knows what he's doing. I personally do not believe Tony Khan is running the ship. I think his father's running the ship, and he's just getting orders from Daddy Dearest to run his own company. Because for those of you who don't know, Tony Khan not only owns, he's part owner of AEW, but he also is the full owner of Ring of Honor Wrestling. Okay, so to me, this is don't make sense. But hey, sometimes wrestling don't make sense. I don't think Tony Khan knows what he's doing, and I don't. And I'm loving the direction WWE is going in right now because it's been more entertaining on Monday Night Raw. It's been more entertaining on Friday Night SmackDown. NXT has been off the chart greatness. It can't get no greater than NXT right now, in my opinion. I'm looking forward to seeing Carmelo and Wesley for the NXT Championship this Tuesday night on Heatwave. I'm also looking forward to seeing Baron Corbin versus Von Wagner in their matchup. I'm just looking forward to seeing all. I'm in anticipation to see The Rock's daughter debut, and she goes one-on-one with Ivory now this Tuesday night. So, and for those of you who don't know, she's half Samoan and she's half black, like her daddy. And if anybody ever seen her in the ring, the girl can go like her daddy. She can go like her daddy. And there's been a big rumor about her cousin, Nia Jax, coming back and joining her when she comes to the main roster so they can dominate the tag team division. If that's true, I feel sorry for every member of that. I feel sorry for every member of the women's tag team division. Also, while I'm talking about tag team wrestling, let's talk about the Jey Uso situation. So, the word around the locker room is that, as you all saw on Friday Night SmackDown, Jey Uso, he went out there and he said, "I'm done. I'm out the bloodline. I'm out the bloodline. I'm out of SmackDown, and I'm out of WWE." That is a storyline, people. Yes, he's still signed with WWE. He's still under contract with WWE. The storyline is as follows. WWE has a pay-per-view coming up. It's called Payback. Jey Uso's daddy, Rikishi, Roman Reigns' daddy, I forget which one it is, Seek or Alpha, the Wild Samoans. Matter of fact, I'm going to say it like this. Rikishi, the Wild Samoans, Samu, Haku. Well, it's all scheduled to be a payback for what is called Samoan Court. Roman Reigns is the head of the table of that family right now. Also scheduled to be there is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, another Samoan. So this Friday on SmackDown, Jimmy Uso returns. I'm telling you, I'm starting to like SmackDown. And I'm going to tell you something. This past Friday on SmackDown, the Street Profits those Good Brothers, my God, did they steal the show or what? And I'm a huge fan of both of those tag teams. I've been a fan of the Good Brothers when they was in Japan as a Bullet Club. The Street Profits, I like them when they was in NXT. So, but did the Good Brothers and did the Street Profits steal the show Friday night or what? Woo! I mean, I'm going to tell you something. If Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins thought that Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows was just going to lay down for them, they got another thing coming. Gallows and Anderson beat the brakes off of them. They beat the brakes off of Anderson and Gallows. They stole the show. I'm just saying. And the popularity for LA Knight is just growing and growing. Let me talk to you. Yeah, that guy is off the hook right now. He calls himself the megastar. He calls himself the GOAT. He calls himself whatever he wants to. His popularity, I'm saying it. You heard it first on the Master of the Mat. His popularity is surpassing the Yes movement. You hear me? LA Knight will be a champion sometime soon. This guy is good. He's real good. He's better than Austin Theory. I don't like Austin Theory. A lot of guys I don't like. I don't like Austin Theory. I don't like Grayson Waller. So it's just, to me, it's this whole let me talk to you. You heard of the Yes movement. Well, you're about to get the Yeah movement. And you're going to start hearing people come out there and say, yeah, yeah. Okay? I'm telling you, LA Knight is a freaking beast. This guy is a former Impact Tag Team Champion. He's also a former Impact World Heavyweight Champion. He's also a former Florida World Champion. And I'm telling you, he's a former $1 million champion. That belt may not mean nothing, but he's a former $1 million champion. It's not ripped. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get, I already ordered. Ha! It'll be here in 2 weeks. Yes, indeed. I got my LA Knight shirt. And it says in the back, yeah. So, okay, I got the one that says, let me talk to you. Yeah. That man, I'm telling you, I've been an LA Knight fan since he was in Impact Wrestling. This guy is funny. When I tell you this guy's hilarious, but you know what? It's catchy. And that's what WWE needs right now, somebody that's catchy. And if they use him the right way, he could be a megastar. He could be a big star. I love it when he comes out there and he says, let me talk to you. Then he ends it out. Now everybody said LA Knight. Yeah. In Impact Wrestling, he would say dummy. But now he's saying yeah. I'm telling you right now, the yeah movement is going to surpass the yes movement. I promise you. LA Knight is going to be a huge star in WWE. This guy, man, I'm telling you. And when I get my LA Knight shirt, I will rock it on my show. Yes, and I will. Matter of fact, hold on. Because I know it's on here. It's got to be on here. Because if it ain't on here, WWE is prejudiced. And on that note, we're going to close this out. Thank everybody for watching. This is the Master of the Mat. And in the words of LA Knight, thank you for letting me, hold on, let me say it right. Thank you for letting me talk to you. Yeah. Y'all have a good night.